Welcome again, dear viewer, to the series Learning with Brandon, as we focus on points of emphasis as we raise the boy child who is going to be the man tomorrow. And at our break, we had looked at 3, and now we continue with honesty. We want to focus on honesty, integrity, and truthfulness. How do we take care to see that we raise the boy child into these virtues? Being true to oneself and then being true to the others. Because without this, we will never get to celebrate trusted cashiers. We will never get to celebrate the trusted accountants or the trusted treasurers. Yes, we will never get to celebrate trusted CEOs, trusted husbands, trusted neighbors, or even trusted church members. Without training honesty and integrity, we will not have heavenly candidates among our children, among our boys. We need to be purposive to nurture integrity, honesty. But just like we said in the earlier values, we don't have to lecture this. We just have to leave it that way. They will learn from us. Dear fathers, dear leaders, dear parents, we need to be mindful at being honest and having integrity, being true in all our dealings, not just with the children, but with whomever we are dealing with, because they are always observing and learning at the time we least expect them to have focus. We need to model that in our own lives. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 16 to 19 talks of God hating 6 and yet 7 things, but amongst them is a lying tongue. Let us be true always. For in eternity, as Revelation says, chapter 21, verse 27, there shall not enter whatever may defile, including one who tells lies. Parents, teachers, leaders, administrators, politicians, let us desist from telling lies on TV, before journalists and whatsoever. In all our acts, let us purpose to be honest and to have integrity, being true in everything. Next, I'll look at how we treat them when they err or when they make mistakes. How we treat these boys does matter. It is true, it's okay to discipline them, but we should do that gently, with graciousness, because they are humans. We should not do the disciplining harshly, avoid corporal punishments. There are several alternatives that can be used in case they have made mistakes, especially as they grow up in the different ages. Of course, what works for a young boy, a toddler, is not what will work for an adolescent. They are all boys who need to be mentored. They are all boys who need to be inspired. They are all boys who need to be trained. They may make errors, yes, it is expected, just like we adults still do make errors. But let us be mindful. Be careful not to condone misbehavior, but at the same time, be careful not to hurt their esteem. They too inherently have an image they need to protect in their boyhood. You never know who they are in the society they are in. So perhaps as you address the matters of discipline, some things have to be addressed privately, and yes, some things have to be handled publicly, depending on the extent anyway. But we have counsel from Paul in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 4. Fathers, do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord. So, as fathers, we need to be very careful. Now, the father figures can be one who is a leader in the school, one who is in charge of boys and the clubs, one who is a gentleman standing, addressing the community, or whichever platform on media. We need to be very careful not to provoke the boys to anger in the way we handle their matters of discipline. Revelation 3:19 says, those whom I love, I reprove and discipline. So be zealous and repent. It's okay to discipline because we love them, but let us be very mindful how we reprove them or how we discipline them. That brings me to the matter of concern number 6. Be purposive. Dear parent, dear teacher, dear caretaker of the boy child, be purposive to have them receive education on sex and sexuality. It should be appropriate for their ages. It cannot just be the same for one who is an adolescent and one who is just making 10 years. We need to be very careful. Some of it will be formative, and yet some of it will be correctional or redemptive. Because truth be told, some of them have already been swayed away. By age of 6, research shows that the child will have known a lot more than the parent has ever revealed concerning sex and sexuality. How do they get to know this? They have peers, they have the society around them, we have the media all over. So if we are not purposive, then we have left it out to them, and surely they will dig it out and they will get it. Yes, schools have programs, churches have programs, the clubs have programs, and also the family or clans, they also have programs. But all these programs are both effective and, yes, defective. So we need to be careful that we should be purposive as parents to ensure that they get the appropriate education on sex and sexuality. Discuss sex disorders as guided in the Bible. Let them show their views and what they see as present experiences. Issues of rape, incest, bestiality, homosexuality, that includes gayism and then lesbianism, pornography. We were saying being purposive to have them receive the appropriate education on sex and sexuality. You can have a moment to discuss with these boys the sex disorders as guided in the Bible. Discuss rape, incest, bestiality, homosexuality, pornography, and yes, polygamy. Let them know what effects, and let them share the views they perceive from the effects of these practices that the Bible does condemn. But in all, we should not just lecture them. They must experience these for us being transformed ourselves, that they may take our example. Thank you. See you in the next video.